Chantilly lace with a pretty face with a golden hair hanging down. A wiggle will walk with a giggle when she talks. Makes the world go round. Which one's it going to be this time? What are the humans doing?
Do you think you're ready? Can you handle the truth? Or are you in denial and demanding more proof? They demonstrate in real time how they're spinning you lies, but no one pays attention, no one opens their eyes. They walk around like zombies with their head in the mobiles, signaling their virtues with a pick on their profile. Yeah. Signaling their virtues with a pick on their profile. So if you think you're ready and you don't need more proof, conspiracy deniers are denying the truth. They fabricate our problems and pretend to provide the best solution, but we all know they lie. They lied about the weapons and they lied about health. They lied about the fact that they're transferring the wealth. You should really notice how they're pushing the fear. Keep everybody terrified and not thinking clear. Yeah. Everybody's not thinking clear. Keep everybody terrified. Yeah, can nothing. Keep everybody terrified and not thinking clear. When you do, you realize that this is a trick. It's getting really stupid now, they're taking the mic. Said, do you think you're ready? Can you handle the truth? Or are you in denial and demanding more proof? They demonstrate in real time how they're spelling you lies. But no one pays attention, no one opens their eyes. They walk around like zombies with their head in the mobiles, signaling their virtues with a pick on their profile. Yeah. Signaling their virtues on their profile. Hey.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sasquatch Shills for Sasquatch Shills so you don't have to. And we have a monster breathing behind us. My dog is losing his mind. So our guest is running a tidbit late today, and that's not too much of an issue. That's about par for the course. But luckily, we have the sultry tones of Captain Curmudgeon to tide it up. Captain Curmudgeon to tide us over. Words like English are sometimes difficult.
Guess it's fitting that Final Four weekend is upon us because, oh boy, did we just see one hell of a pivot from the media Democrat fake news industrial complex. They recognized that the thing with the transgender school shooter really wasn't going well for them. They ran through 4 different approaches in 4 days, and they just couldn't figure out a way to turn it into a story that effectively services their preferred narrative. Worse yet, there were some indications that we were about to have a long overdue national reckoning on the subject of transgenderism. And we can't have that. In fact, this whole thing is turning into a real dog shit sandwich for us, and who the hell saw that coming? All we did was totally ignore the dead little kids and obsessively fixate instead on the supposed danger of reprisals against the transgender community. And now we got all these right-wing transphobe conspiracy theorists crawling up our asses about it. We got to memory hole this motherfucker immediately. I want this story dead. I want its wife dead. I want its kids dead. I want its dog dead. I want its house burnt to the ground. So get me that Trump indictment, damn it. Pronto. I knew it was a good idea saving it for a special occasion. It's like a fire extinguisher box on the wall. Trump indictment inside. Break glass only in case of badly failed narrative. So yeah, you remember last week when everybody thought the indictment was about to drop? And then a day goes by, and 2 days, and 3 days, and the indictment doesn't drop, and the grand jury goes on vacation. And some commentators on the right actually, naively, hilariously, started wondering out loud if maybe the woke Soros DA thought the better of himself and was reconsidering his course of action. Okay. I mean, have you met the left before? Did you really think there was any chance of them stepping back from the brink of madness and exercising a limiting principle when they've spent the last half-decade showing us repeatedly, unmistakably, that they no longer even understand the concept of limiting principles? And especially not when it has anything to do with the bad orange man. But I want to say a brief word to all the fake journalists and idiot celebrity types who are throwing celebration parties and furiously high-fiving each other over this. By engaging in these displays, you forfeit the right to ever again pretend you have the slightest regard for institutional norms or the rule of law or our democracy or any of the other high-minded terms you people so enjoy vomiting it out because you think it makes you sound sophisticated and erudite. You have no belief system, so stop pretending you do. You have no coherent political worldview, so stop pretending you do. It's the same distinction we were talking about last Tuesday. You just want bad things to happen to the people you don't like. You just want to jack off to pictures of Donald Trump in handcuffs. That is the beginning and the end of your political philosophy. And if I'm Donald Trump, here's how I'm handling this. I refuse to comply. You're going to have to come and get me, boys. Because seriously, what the hell does Trump have to gain by going along with this ridiculous charade? Not really anything from where this reporter is sitting, but you know what Donald Trump knows how to do better than any of the people who seek his political destruction? Make compelling television. And that's the approach he should be taking here, in my view. Why fly up to New York City just to participate in some staged pantomime that's designed to make Alvin Bragg look good and you look bad? Why submit yourself to a made-for-CNN perp walk? Just don't do it, man. Hole yourself up in Mar-a-Lago by yourself. Send your security away. Send your Secret Service detail away. And send a note to the Manhattan DA's office that says, I am sitting alone inside my personal domicile. There are cameras and microphones running in every room in the house, and I have no plans to go to New York City or any damn other place. If you wish me to appear to answer these fake charges, you are going to have to come down to Florida, physically remove me from my home by force, and drag me back to New York in chains. And my governor says you won't receive any assistance from him, so best of luck. I hope you have a good legal plan and a good tactical plan. So your move, assholes. If you make him do that and you get it all on video, not only would the resulting footage make for some of the most compelling television in history, but it would probably be Trump's ticket back to the White House. Behold, America, this is what the other side does when they view somebody as a political threat. And if they're willing to do this shit to me, imagine what they're willing to do to you. He wouldn't even need a campaign advertising budget. Just play clips of that video over and over and over again of the jackbooted New York stormtrooper thugs brutalizing an elderly retired man in Florida. Election over, Trump wins.
I gotta be honest, man. I don't have any particular disagreement with any of that. Maybe a bit harsh. I doubt you can actually send away the Secret Service, would be my guess. All right. I'm going to set up. We're going to give him another couple minutes to show up. If he did sneak in just then, no. Okay. Let's roll through the chat, and I'm going to bring up Ajot to be my little binky so that I don't feel so lonely. Only the lonely. What's
Your
up?
binky?
Hey. Yeah.
Hey.
No, that's not it. That's not it. Where's my custom layout? No, that's not it.
No.
I don't want to edit the layout. I want to use the one I made for this.
For this.
Just for this show, I made it. Why can't I use it?
Because you don't know what you're doing. I'm just kidding.
No, that's not it. Oh, I see. There's
Anyway.
more. There's more. There's more. All right. So, chat. Right. We should do chat. That's what we do next, right?
Yes.
You remember how to do this stuff better than I do. Why don't we just roll right on back to the top? Now, sounds like we've got an entrant. Are you ready to jump backstage, baby?
Yep.
All right. Well, you're right on time. Wait, you want to cover the camera? I have no idea what I'm showing. Oh, it's a ceiling. Okay, bud.
Can you guys see me?
Oh, yeah, baby. Hold on. Let me do one thing right quick. Stare into the camera. Listen. For a minute. There you go. Beautiful. All right.
What up, guys?
That's going to be part of the intro later.
Okay.
I was just fixing to roll through chat and see who everybody showed up and when. So I got this little to do. Andrew Langlois gets the gold. Violence's Life gets the silver. And the Smoke Model gets the bronze. Welcome to the show, folks. We got Grasshopper et al. We have Violence's Life, of course. Risky Relaxation. That's cool.
That is cool.
Richard A. Stonemason, not a Freemason. Mr. Self-Destruction. We have official misconduct. Love her. She's previous guest. Andrea Trade. Oh yeah, man, she's cool beans, man. Her.
I see Ryan in there.
Yeah, we got Ryan Holzinger.
Yeah, he's a good one. He's always on my stuff. He's a fucking awesome dude.
I appreciate him. Let's see. We got Mr. I've already done Mr. Self-Destruction. I'm going to do Mr. Self-Destruction twice. My Flock is everywhere has joined the chat. M's Mad World here. That's another previous guest.
Good.
Joy Carey and another previous guest. That's kind of how this is going to go for a minute. Jen's Aura's joined the house. We have Sandra Piper. Good to see you, baby. Walter Davis has joined us. That's cool. Ozymandias or Boa, depending upon which particular phone he's holding. The Smoking Auditor is in here. Awesome.
Yep.
Are they popping up faster than I'm scrolling down? That would be sad. White Rabbit Airborne is in the house. Good to see you, bud. Oh, it just jumped all the way to the bottom. Axiom is in here. Rex Hand. Free Side. All right, check it out. On your StreamYards, there should be a button in the upper right hand corner somewhere on your phone, maybe in the 3 dots or something, that'll let you stream to your channel.
All right, let me hit it. I see the 3 dots. So what's it say? Stream to your channel?
It should say stream to new source or stream to new channel or something like that. And then you got to go in, you got to put a little title in on it, and you got to do the thing.
At the bottom, it says StreamYards, and then it says a plus button, and it says follow. And then there's share. There's like the regular stuff, share, bookmark, find, and phone. But I don't see. Let me go back and see if there's another button.
Phone.
Oh, right here. It's on the bottom. It's under more. It says stream this to your audience. So click that.
Yeah, click that, and it'll have you write a title or something.
Okay.
The show Sasquatch Shills to make it easy. Yeah, click that. It'll have you write a title or something.
Yeah, I gotta make a login code real quick.
We got Jaman Rooney. Good to see you. Excellent having everybody around. Awesome.
No, that's good. It's when I do mine, I got like a good core group of people that always come like every time, and it's awesome. You can always count on them to be there.
I lurk your streams. I'll put you on in the back. Oh, he clicked the wrong button. Yeah, it's okay. We're professionals, folks.
Yep, super.
All right, let's see. Still haven't seen yours pop up yet.
Let me see. Make sure it went through. Oh wait, now I got to do this. Add destination. So my YouTube channel.
Your
There was
YouTube.
more. It just didn't tell me there was more.
Right.
So I had to hit it again.
Well, this is new to everybody, bud. We're all trying to work it out and see what the best way
Yeah.
to do.
I've never even used StreamYard. I've used Restream.
Right. Well, the way I do this is I have these guests that come up. I have a conversation with each one of them. We know each other well enough to know whether or not you trust me to run a live stream on your channel, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I produce my live streams to have no copyright claims, and they're clean for the most part. You know, I'll drop an F-bomb occasionally, but
I try not to, but it's so hard. Like I just did it a few minutes ago, and as soon as I did it, I'm like, dang it.
Well, I'm not monetized, so I don't care. So if you're monetized, you might not want to restream my stream, but previous guests get an invitation to come in and link their streams to mine before I start. They sit backstage silently streaming away while we have our conversation, and then in the after dark, everybody gets to come up and grill me.
That's
Right.
cool. That's cool. It's
Exactly.
different.
Right? That's what I'm after, is something different. If I could manage to get a couple of certain people restream my stream, that would be huge, right?
Hell yeah. If you need help, if I can help you do that, let me know. If you need it.
Well, I mean, you know,
Because I don't really know much about that stuff yet. So like, but if there's a way that I can help you, I absolutely will. You know what I mean?
one of the things about YouTube is it really likes regularity. The algorithm really wants you to have a regular thing that you do. It doesn't really care if you do it once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a day, however you do it. It wants you to be regular about it.
Yeah.
If I had the guests, I'll do 3 shows a week. If I have the topics, I'll do 3 shows a week without a guest. But for the most part, I got 1 show a week I do that has a guest, and it's the only one I'm really restreaming like this is Sasquatch Shills. All previous guests can come in. I think I can stream a maximum of 6 at a time, so it's kind of a first come, first serve option.
That's cool.
Stream out, the Sasquatch Shills happens, and it goes to multiple channels, and it's cool beans as far as I'm concerned. I'm not trying to monetize it, so I'm not losing nothing the way I see it.
No, you're getting more exposure.
Yep.
My thing should be linked now. I'm not positive, but I just went back to it again.
It popped up. It finally popped up. Yeah. All right. So let's get started with your show. So,
all right.
I have your most recent upload set up here, and it's not. Wait, maybe it's not. Did I get them wrong? I bet I got them wrong. I didn't relaunch.
It don't matter.
It kind of does.
That's old. That's one of my first ones.
That probably is your very first one. Okay, since I've already screwed the pooch, we're going to go with that instead. How about that?
Right? Yeah. This one's not that exciting, but it's just cops. It was an overdose at a gas station.
Well, I went and dug up your first upload for a reason. It's the thing I do. See, I'm a YouTube paleontologist.
I like that.
Yes, I'm a paleontologist. Oh, it's okay. There's
dynamite in this bag too.
I am a paleontologist.
Dude, you're awesome.
I'm a paleontologist. Paleontologists study really old stuff.
Like crackers.
Because bad movies are funny.
Absolutely right. So here's your very first video publicly available video that's on your channel.
Yep. Chaplin, Connecticut. At its best. All these cops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars. For 2 people, 3 people on drugs. Don't do drugs in public.
Solid advice.
I even look at how I held my phone back then. I even held my phone the wrong way.
Yeah, I see you've learned some things. That's good to see. We're growing. That's what we're doing here.
It's true.
No, it's basic cop watch. You found a bunch of cop cars. You watched them. Good job.
Yeah, I grew up there. That's where I grew up. That was like the town I grew up in.
Now almost 11. 3 hours. I'm lucky they didn't fucking die.
Super duper.
But
no, I really did older videos.
Yep.
they tickle me because you see where people came from on that thing, on that type of stuff. You know, a lot of people get their very first upload, whatever it was. They're like, "Oh, well, I just did a video," and that was the thing. I did a video and I didn't really think about it, but it got a little traction, and so I did another one. But the second one is usually something you care about, right?
Yeah, a little more.
Whatever this is, and then you've got an idea of where you want to point the camera, and I love to watch that growth. It's amazing.
If you watch, dude, when I first started, I would stand like 30 feet away from the cops and tape them from like, because I just didn't know what to do. Like, I was nervous, like, and you could see the progression throughout the video. Like the newer videos, you could just tell that I'm not scared of them. So, but
I mean, as long as you got them on camera, they can't exactly jump you. They're live.
I mean, it still happens though, dude. I've had it happen in the 10 months I've been doing this. 1, 2, like 3 times now. Like I've been assaulted 4 times by them. I got an officer suspended right now in New London, Connecticut for 7 days for pushing me around the parking lot last year.
All right, which one is 3 years probation for this? This is like what, 8 months ago, 9 months.
This was no. This was just. It was November, so it was like 6. This was actually an arrest. This was I worked. I got out of work early, and I went to New Britain Police Department, and this is what happened, and this is crazy.
Did it just pause itself?
It might have. This one you might, if you wanted. I'd skip ahead to like 15 minutes. The first 15 minutes are just me walking around, or maybe not.
Well,
no, I guess not. This is the other one, so it starts quick here, I guess.
Yeah.
So you start it wherever.
That is weird. It just automatically pauses itself.
I've seen it.
Possessed. I don't know if I need an electrician or a priest.
Both.
Yeah, probably.
Dude, they set the car alarms there off on me. Like, they sat there and would hit the buttons and set the car alarms off.
That would seem to be some form of harassment to me.
Me too. And it's not like it happened once. I've been there like 3 times and they've done it. Like the last time I was there, they had like 3 car alarms going off at once. And then when they arrested me, they used it against me. Oh, the car alarm was going off. I didn't set no car alarm off.
We have the Constitution State in tonight. This is who we're discussing his channel. We're going to talk about his content. I've got a bit of after dark data on police chases, police pursuits, right? And I want to ask you this.
Yep.
Do you think police pursuits are a threat to public safety?
Absolutely.
Is there any case where a police pursuit is justified?
I mean, I would say maybe if there's a murderer that somebody just saw commit a murder, you know what I mean? Like, no, but you really can't draw the line because then they'll do back and forth. So I'm going to say no altogether because, you know what I mean? If you meet them somewhere in the middle, they're just going to abuse it. Johnny Bravo, what up?
Absolutely, man. We got a non-mouse in the house, Johnny Bravo.
Yeah, they're good people.
I kind of based my Sasquatch character off of partly off of the Johnny Bravo character from the cartoons. Sort of a mix between Johnny Bravo and Andrew Dice Clay. I'm not vulgar, but I'm very, very insinuative to vulgarity. Vulgar adjacent.
It just happens, though.
Got Blue Lives Matter. Good to see you, bud. Rebecca Oliver. Now they're just kind of popping up randomly. That's kind of weird. Okay, we're gonna have to get used to this. This is gonna take some doing. Because I'm not used to there being 65 people in chat. Holy schmackerel. My chat has pretty much just jammed on it.
I know, I keep seeing it. That's good. I don't even usually get that many. Sometimes I do.
Well, I've got it strung across 4 channels.
Oh, yeah, so you're putting in work.
I think it counts all of them.
That's cool.
That is cool stuff. All right. So, and this will also let me do other things. This is something else I do for guests. If you want to do a show and you don't have the ability to run the media, I can come in as a silent partner and run the media while you talk to the guest or whatever. And you just got to have all the links ready for me.
Like we did with the Mata thing.
Exactly like we did with the Mata thing, except usually I don't even really participate. I
know. We needed you to that day. But no, I'll definitely. That's awesome. I don't know anybody else that does it.
There's a few. And usually we don't we don't exactly advertise it because, you know, sometimes it can get really busy.
Oh yeah.
You know, random Saturday night, 5 different previous guests go live and they all want somebody to show media. If I can time it out right, I'll skip my live stream and do it. But sometimes they're all go live at like 4 o'clock at the same time. What's up, Irish Rover? Good to see you, bud.
Yeah, Irish Rover is awesome. That's cool. You do a lot of stuff.
Well, I mean, I've got a couple of different formats for shows too. I do you can do like a pre-recorded thing.
Yep.
Where like I send you some questions, you answer them, and then I edit it into a show, and we go from there. There's a few ways.
That's awesome.
But mainly what I'm trying to do is promote other people's channels. Specifically, if I can, First Amendment protections of any description. I don't care why you protect my rights.
Yeah.
I thank you for doing it.
Yeah.
Right. Even if you do it badly, even if you do it wrong, you're still trying. I respect the effort.
That's how I feel. There's a lot of people that will judge other people, and I think it actually kind of creates some animosity between people in the community sometimes just because of that. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
I'm kind of on the same page as you.
I have seen a lot of it. I've seen people who did very well together as a group, as a team, so to speak. But then their personal issues became an issue and split that team up, and they just don't add up to as much separately. That's nothing against them personally on either side.
Yeah.
It's, you know, together y'all are really good. Separately, you're decent, you know?
It sucks when that happens.
It happens. I mean, you can't judge it too hard. People have things. Michelle Mobile Media, you're one of the best YouTubers out there, honey. You do cop watching hardcore. You do it right. You do it just right. Have you checked out her channel?
I've seen some. I can't lie. I haven't seen too much, but I've seen some of it.
All right. Her and Truth Be Told, quite often are out there together, and that's what you need. You need a little backup when you're out there. It's the thing.
I couldn't agree more with you. It's so hard. I don't know. I had, like, in my earlier videos, I had a kid that would come with me. He didn't even record. He was just my boy. He'd come hang out for the day. And then he ended up moving and stuff. And I can't get anybody to go out with me. Like, rarely. Like, just the other day, I went and met with Leroy Truth Investigations, and we drove up to Long Island and met Brooklyn Audits up there and audited a town hall up there. And I can't even lie, that was probably the most fun I've had yet, auditing, like in a group like that with other, like, it was so much fun.
That's another part of it. If you're doing YouTube, initially most people don't experience the type of success you've experienced. I mean, you and I started our channel a few weeks apart, and you're doing a much more intense and interactive type of channel than I'm doing. You know, mine has scheduled shows, and we do this thing, and I read some stuff, and I narrate some things, and I record for other people. You go out there just about every other day or so and actually go climbing the cops' cheese and grits.
Yeah. I put a lot of effort into it. Like, a lot. Even the cops say it. They're like, dude, you're out here all the time.
Yeah. I mean, you're a force to be reckoned with because of your camera and because of your following that you have. If they do get out of line, people know about it.
Yeah.
They are aware. And that is a cool and powerful force. I love it. I absolutely love it.
That's one of the best things about it, to be honest, because you know what? You know just as well as I do, dude, that when I go down there and complain and I go down there and say something, nothing happens. Even if I go down there with a valid complaint and a valid, like, they broke the law, they broke policy, anything, they'll literally write me back and say, oh, it didn't affect anything. And when other people start calling and complaining, that's when they start listening. They never listen to one of us.
Right. In person, it's almost like you're powerless, because in person, you walk in, you file a complaint, you hand them the paper, and they throw it away.
Oh, yeah.
So it works better when there's an actual documentation, a verification, when you call and you leave your name and number, and it makes a trail. That works better than being in person in some cases.
Yeah, absolutely.
The
These
stance
ladies-
of not to control you. No, you see her, right? He's right. She has that full on, I'm just trying not to grab my gun stance.
Yes, dude, they were brutal, bro. But you know what? This is what's so crazy is I couldn't figure out why they approached me like they approached me, and I couldn't figure out a lot of things of why they went down, And when I got the police report, it made a little more sense because earlier in the video, you seen the dude that was in the plain clothes. He approached me and he said, "You know, you can't cross this gate, right?" And I pointed at the sign and I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Okay." And he turned around, he walked away, and he said, "Oh, we had a rough day," something like that. Well, he went and told them that he asked me to leave, and I refused, and I was being a dick. And that I followed those other ladies to their car. Like there was a bunch of crazy stuff. So that's why they approached like they did. But that's also why they got the reaction they got out of me. Because I mean, I get what I give. I don't care who
Yeah.
it is.
And to be clear, even if you didn't, to be absolutely clear, it is their policy to be courteous.
Oh yeah.
Now, locally here, we have. I know most of my cops, but there's this policy they do. If you get pulled over by a state trooper in Georgia, before he says anything else, he will say, "Hello, my name is Officer such and such." He'll name his badge number. He'll name his car number. Then he'll tell you why he pulled you over. He'll say the reason for the stop is. If that doesn't happen, you've got a problem.
Oh yeah.
If you don't hear that come out immediately, right? Then it's an
AFA.
issue. You got everybody in here, man.
What up, bro? I see you. Appreciate you. You're right though. And Swine too. There's a bunch of people.
I'm telling you, you got everybody, man. The only person missing is Joe Cool.
Is he in here?
No, he's not. I haven't seen him yet. But now that I've said his name once, he may appear. If you say it 3 times on the live stream and post the live stream link, he magically appears in the He doesn't even know he was there.
Yeah, I know. He just shows up.
He just shows up. Yeah.
He does it. I see him randomly. He comes in every now and then. Like it's just a random appearance, and then I don't see him again for a while.
Yeah. I mean, I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna say it. I love that. Yes, I do. Yeah, baby. I want his laugh as a ringtone.
Oh,
actually,
that's where they arrested me.
My old phone, I have his laugh as a ringtone. So what they do here, they just shackle you up, take you in.
The supervisor gets out of the car and he goes to the female officer, and when the audio's up, you can hear her tell him, "We don't know if he did or didn't do it." And they're talking about trespassing. Well, the plainclothes dude is inside checking the cameras right now, which is going to tell them that I didn't trespass. So she tells him they don't know, and he says whatever, and he just comes over. Look, he's putting his gloves on. He's arrested me. He knew he was going to arrest me before he got there. She's telling him right now, we don't know if he did it.
An absolutely dead signal. If you see a cop put his gloves on, immediately take. That is serious. That's when ATL was at the where was he at? He was at the DA's office, right? Yeah. And he had one cop come out, tell him he couldn't record. You've got to leave. Yada yada yada. He didn't have his gloves on. Then he turns around, steps around a corner, comes back and tells him, "Look, you got to leave." And I was like, "ATL, get out of there right now." That man has his gloves on. He's fixing to put his hands on you.
Oh yeah.
And he wanted to. You could see it in his face.
Oh yeah. It's every time I've seen them put them gloves on, dude, they've assaulted me.
Absolutely.
That's a fact. It's a fact. Right. I don't think I've been assaulted with him once, without him once. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, officer safety.
Well, then they had 3 like high ups, like people in the department came out. So there's like 6 officers there, dude. And I even asked him, I'm like, "Dude, you guys allow this?" They're like, oh, they're just doing their job. I'm like, "What? You guys are clowns."
But I tell you, if you had a doctor that was doing his job as effectively as cops, he'd be sued for malpractice. If you had a baker that was doing his job as badly as cops perform, wouldn't have a bakery. He would be fired. If you had a customer service person that interacted with you the way cops interact with citizens, they would be fired on the spot. And so when people say it's just a few bad apples, I get a little upset with them because the saying is one bad apple spoils the bunch.
Yep.
You don't get to pick and choose your apples just to get the least bad ones that are there. You
No.
scrap the batch and you work from the beginning again.
I couldn't agree more. And like with that, there's always cops that I'm like, oh, I feel like that's a decent dude, that's a decent cop. And then later I'm thinking, and I'm like, he's seen another cop do some BS and didn't stop him. So is he really a good cop?
That's the issue I have with the term good cop.
Yep.
Their mere presence and awareness of illegal activity taking place in the police department makes them culpable and leaves them unaccountable.
Yep. Absolutely. And it's so hard to hold them accountable. Like, I'm still trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? I got to work my way up the ladder because none of this stuff's working.
Well, I mean, that's what ATL did. That's one of the reasons I love his channel. Him and for public safety.
Yep.
ATL is going step by step through every single organization in Atlanta until he gets every single one of them involved in his case.
Yeah.
That's his purpose. He wants investigation. He wants transparency. For public safety is doing a similar type of job with a similar type of goal, except he's going about it kind of from the top down perspective and multifaceted. He's actually put like a broad spectrum of people to work on this concept. He has, for public safety, has videos on how to fill out a complaint form, how to fill out a federal complaint form. The things you don't know how to do, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I love it. I love it.
Me too. To me, that's one of the best channels. You know what I mean? That's important stuff that a lot of people don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Normal people don't know how to do.
And the things happen to them. Oh my God, dude. If you roll in on my house like that, you're liable to catch lead before you get through the door. I'm sorry. I was raised in the country. That might be a bear.
Yep.
And I will send your mama the cleaning bill to my rugs.
Yeah, you're right, and it's pathetic. It really is. Like, it just disappoints me because, like, growing up, I was raised to believe that cops are leaders of the community. You know what I mean? Like examples, and I don't see none of that.
Yeah. Now, I mean, now that's not to say there are absolutely no such thing as good cops. There are cops in a bad position that are doing the best they can do.
Did you see the cops that went into Missouri, the school? Did you see that video?
See, exactly. Good cops.
Like,
people
dude, the one I saw, the dude showed up, got out of his car, was like, yo, I need 3 dudes, got 3 dudes, and ran in that building with his AR and smoked that dude.
First 3 dudes.
Yeah, that wasn't they were like, this isn't going to be you, Vlad.
Right.
Like, they went right in. I was really impressed with that. Like, I can't front. That was awesome.
The only issue I have with taking up that type of a role in a situation like that is the fact that because I'm not in uniform, I will be the very first target they shoot at.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So even if you happen to be in a place like that, like certain malls that are no gun zones, and all schools are. So, you know, these people have realized if you want to use a gun to cause carnage, go to a gun-free zone. Take your gun.
Yep. I mean, at this point, they should just put like veterans that are retired in every school.
I'm not 100% adverse to that. I don't quite ascribe to the concept. I think they should, and this is going to sound ironic. I mean, I love the veterans. I really do. I support our military. I'm 100%. My father is an airborne ranger. I'm completely behind the concept. They, of course, need to be vetted.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because...
no, you're right. I didn't think about that part.
I have a rather unnerving uncle.
That's a very good point.
So, I mean, there's a certain amount of issue with that. It's just not with it specifically. It's with the individuals.
Yeah.
Some suited for it. But the people who are, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Give them a job.
It's real. Oh, they told me they were arresting me right here for not giving them my name and answering their questions. I was interfering.
Yeah, I hate to get that part wrong.
Yeah, well, then in the police report, they said I was trespassing, and they accused me of I tried to leave twice, and they stopped me both times. So, like, I wasn't trespassing. You were refusing to let me leave.
Hey, Jot, is that number right? Because I'm not registering nothing like that.
Well, I can't see any of it. I can see the chat, but I can't see any numbers.
Okay, my bad. I misread it. My bad.
Oh,
That
okay.
for subscriber count, not the number of people watching. Because
Is that for public safety in here?
yeah, we got for public safety in here. We
What
got
up, bro?
misconducts in here. We got painful 13. That's actually harder to say than I thought it would be.
I know.
Irish Rover. We got a bunch of folks, and I don't know if I guess some of yours are popping up too, aren't they? Yeah,
they gotta be.
They have to be because I've been showing them. All right, cool. And y'all go check out ATL. My man's fighting the real fight in Atlanta, and he is in the middle of the good old boy capital. Like, this is where they invented that trash.
Really?
The people he's fighting against are the fire department, not because they're involved, but because they involved themselves. The police department, not because they did anything, but because they didn't do anything. The school police units, which apparently don't have any oversight whatsoever that's not directly related to the Department of Education. He couldn't find anybody that they answered to. No one. The chief said it wasn't them. The sheriff said it wasn't them. All the police departments said that the school police were separate and nobody could be responsible for the school police. And that upset me. When I heard that, that's when I got involved and I got him on the show and I got him in here to come talk about it. And he's always welcome back because he's putting in the good fight. Really.
That's awesome. I like what you do because you get to talk to a lot of different people. Like when I first started out, I didn't have like nobody to talk to. I mean, I got a bunch of people I talk to now, but like you get to meet everybody and you really look into their stuff. Like that's cool.
Oh, I do. I dig through usually with people like you that do live streams regularly. I'll get in the live stream for a few weeks before I even mention and have it a channel.
Yeah.
You know, an idea of what's going on, what kind of thing you do, you know.
Yeah. Do your research.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I haven't.
It's smart though. That makes the show better. Like that's what I'm going to tell you. That makes the show better.
Well, thank you. I try. I mean, I'm with for public safety over here on this one. Let the staff be armed.
Me too. I saw that.
My sister's in a school right now, and she's one of the greatest shots and fastest draws I've ever seen in my life. In my life, she is faster than me and better than I am at that particular function.
I agree. Why not?
Well, I can tell you why not. Have you ever gone and looked at some of the people that are in these schools?
Yeah.
Running around with the green hair and the wireframe glasses, dressing up like Buddy Holly.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what side of the aisle they're sitting on, but definitely the left.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I don't necessarily want those people to have guns. They seem unstable.
No, I think like you said before, it would have to be a vetted process. Like not just everybody in school can get it. I think there should be, you know what I mean? There's got to be one fit person in each school, hopefully, that we could train, you know what I mean? Put them through the course, or whatever they got to do in that state and get it done.
The final complaint I have about school resource police is if you notice, your school resource officers almost always end up being some barely able to walk retiree just about out of the department, or some brand new hire that's too short, too heavy, too wide, too narrow, too thin, too light, too something to be a beat cop. And so they end up being stuck in as a school resource officer. And I don't think it's the best people for the job, man. I don't have anything against them. I'm just
here. You want my point of view on that, real quick? Our local department, like where I live, we have the Willimantic. Like I deal with them the most, just because they're the closest, and I have the most beef with them from stuff from the past. But like that, I'm trying to work out with them. But their school resource officer, dude, in my opinion, is probably the worst cop in that department. Officer Rosado. He's a supervisor and he's the school resource officer. He is a trash, like, and I don't just want to come on and say bad about somebody, but like, and I usually won't say like as bad. I try not to, but in my like he's just that bad, dude. Like I feel like he's literally the worst person for the job to deal. He can't even deal with adults. What makes you think he could deal with kids?
Right. And a
Like,
lot of times these people already have problems with their record. They've just been sealed. You know, that's part of the reason why they are a school resource officer, because nothing's supposed to happen over there.
yep.
But when it does, you end up with a situation like Uvalde, apparently, rather than, what was it, Minnesota? I think it was Minnesota. Michigan? I don't know.
Which
I don't
one?
pay attention. The most recent one.
Oh, it's dude. He get this. One day I was in there filing a complaint on him, and he walked through, and I said something to him, and he started calling me a snitch because I was putting a complaint in on him.
Right.
And I was
Well-
like, I didn't even have my camera on. I FOIA'd their cameras, and they gave it to me.
Well, I mean, they're supposed to.
Yo,
In
yeah.
Georgia, as far as I've been able to determine, in Georgia, you're not often denied camera footage if it's available. It happens occasionally, like with ATL, he requested camera footage from inside a school, and they flat said no. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know if he got that footage or not, but I know he didn't like the way that turned out, and he was going up there to deal with it. So I'd like to get him in and
Connecticut's
find-
pretty hard, dude. I can't even lie. Like they, the first time I went to court for that video we just watched, they arrested the kid I went with, who's another local auditor that was going to like pretty much help me. Like he's been doing it a lot longer, so he was like coming for support. We went through the marshal saw a state statute in his pocket, a Connecticut state statute, and said, "Oh, are you an oath keeper?" And he was like, "No." And then he's like, "You can't have your phone in here." And he was like, "What?" And he's like, "What's your name?" He's like, "I didn't give you my name." Then the dude looked in a drawer and then repeated his name and was like, "I need your phone." And he gave him the phone, and he got mad because I told him I'd let him call the boss from my phone, his boss from my phone. And they arrested him, and then they kicked me out of court, and then they sent me a letter like I missed court on purpose. Like I was there. It was crazy. It's nuts.
It is, and the amount of power these resource officers bring to the table are absurd. I had an event take place where someone was assaulted at school, after school, and I went to go pick up my daughter. And when I walked in, the lady looked at me and she says, "Oh, she's a little busy right now. She'll be out in a few minutes." And I'd already waited, 15 minutes. Everyone else had already left. There's nothing but like 3 or 4 cars left. And we got out and talked and was like, "What do you reckon is going on? We don't know, blah, blah, blah." So I went over. So they're like, "Oh, well, they're back there talking to the cops right now." And I said, "Show me." She's, "Well, they'll be done." I said, "Show me right now. You show me where my daughter is talking to a cop right this minute. If you show me my daughter is talking to a cop without some form of legal representation, we're going to have a further conversation about this. Show me immediately."
Yeah, without you. Why weren't you notified?
Exactly. I was there. I was present. She picked up her radio and told her to turn loose Ivy immediately. And she come walking out of the office like immediately.
Good for you, dude.
The rest of them, they all sat in there and talked and did whatever they were doing. And when my daughter gets in the car, she looks at me, she goes, "What did you do to get them to let me go?" And I was like, "Well, I told them that I needed to be present for any questioning, and that I was already upset that I wasn't present."
Yep.
Just the fact that we were already there. We were in the parking lot. We were all standing around waiting for the kids to come out, and something happened.
And well, it's just nuts that they wouldn't tell you. And they were doing it on purpose. That's why they released her right away. They didn't even question you. You know what I mean?
Was trying to run block on the parents getting hold to their children before whatever it was they were doing. And I asked her, I said, "Did you have a chance to talk to him?" She's like, "Well, I gave him my name." And I said, "Fine, but listen, the next time one of these officers come up here and want to talk to you for any reason, you tell them you can't discuss anything without either me or your mother present."
Absolutely.
The lawyer will have one present ASAP, immediately, just as soon as I can make the phone call.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I want to look at Brooklyn Audits is in here. What up, bro? I see him.
Man.
He is. Have you looked at his stuff?
Oh, yes, I have. He's been up on the panel a couple of times. I haven't gotten him in for a show yet, but I want to.
He's a good man. I went out with him the other day. I like him a lot. Like, I can't wait to go do something else with him. It was so much fun.
There's another one of my baby boys there. I like his stuff.
Yeah.
He's real about it too. He like goes up and talks to each and every one of them sometimes.
Oh
and
yeah.
he takes the do it. It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
And he don't back down. He's cool. He's a good dude.
Absolutely. The 420 network. Good to see you, bud.
Oh yeah. So many people.
Yeah, no, I'm having trouble keeping up over here because I'm trying to get the ones in other chat rooms up on the screen, and it's just not rightly working out for me. It's going fast, man, way too fast. Lawyer parents now. Exactly. Yep. Lawyer parents now. Hello, Geoffrey.
Oh, yep. He's been here. What up, bro?
James Locklear. Like, I could sit here and do this all night. I'm not even joking. But guess what? All right. So I got one last bit I want to talk to you about, and then we'll wrap it up, and we'll let everybody come up and have their own say about the situation. And I've got a bit about police pursuits coming up. Somebody went and dug up all the data on how effective pursuits are.
Yep.
All right. So you occasionally do this sort of reaction style setup that you've got going on here, where you bring up cases where, like in this case, how is it? Off-duty cop shoots and kills Marine's family's dog and says he's proud of it.
Yep.
And you can do the full breakdown on the video. I love that stuff. I love it.
Do you? I'm glad, because I wasn't sure, dude. And like, it's hard to choose videos because everybody does the same videos. So I try not to like do stuff that everybody else has done. But like, when I find something like this, dude, this needs to be shared. Like, even though the case is done and everything's done, dude, just people need to see this, because this happens, dude. Police do these things. And that man, if you've listened to the video itself, that man's like, what are you, a cop? And he's like, yeah. And then when he's walking away, he's like, oh, I'm proud I shot your dog. Like, what? And I can't find what happened to him after. Like, I know they charged him, but I can't find the conclusion of the case. And he resigned. He didn't get fired, so he might be somewhere else. I just can't find it yet. Like, I don't know.
Safety's got a good one there. We created a secret code word for our kids that they require prior to answering questions from any staff.
That's awesome. That's a good idea.
Brilliant. Greetings, Liberty Blair. Welcome to the show, bud. Good to see you. We got a bunch of people in here tonight. There's Ace. It's really hard to catch up with individual comments. They just rolling. But all right. So reaction show, cool beans.
Appreciate it.
I like your choice. I like your choices because, like you said, you do things that aren't generally done by other people. Although don't undersell things that are done by other people, right?
No, I'm not. It's just, you know what I mean? It's kind of unique to find something else.
But keep this in mind. There are a whole bunch of different auditors out there, and everybody has different ways of going about it and different ways of talking about it.
Absolutely.
And you might say something looking at one of those old videos. You might say something that cracks the book open on it. You might notice some tidbit or recognize some aspect of it. You know? It's just like when you're looking for missing people. You want to put it in front of as many eyes as get as many reactions as you can as fast as possible.
No, you're right.
That's the best way to go about it. So when we're doing a very broad-based approach to First Amendment advocacy, whether you're filming a location or you're filming a cop in the course of his duties or whatever it is you're doing, whether you're cop watching or whatever, right?
Yeah.
The point is to get it in front of as many people as possible. So that if any one of those people that sees it has that tidbit of information needed to unlock that problem.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a brilliant thing. It's an amazing thing. You know what you've done?
Huh?
You did a show.
Good.
You did the whole thing. Proud of you.
Thank you. I'm glad. I was waiting. I knew because I told you, remember we did the thing. I'm like, I hope one day I could go on there. You know what I mean? And then you hit me up. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I guess it means you made it when some random dude with 100 subscribers asked you to come on the show. You big time, huh?
It's, I don't know. Like, people say a lot. Like, I feel like I get not judged, but people like always look at my subscribers and like, oh, he's got a lot. Like, 2 months ago I didn't have that many, and like I feel like people look at me just because I have more that maybe I've been doing this longer. Like I'm still new, like I'm still figuring it out. I'm still out here struggling. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to help the next person and stand up for our rights. You know what I mean?
A warning. I'll part with this warning.
Yep.
You walk around in the real world, you film real world activities. It is very easy for that situation to get your channel struck down. Whether it's somebody riding by playing a song or a cop up and doxing somebody directly to your camera specifically to have it took down.
Yeah.
Type of stuff adds up and YouTube notices it. So be careful when you're doing your live streams, when you're doing your walk around. Just try to keep that.
No, thank you for that, because that's solid advice. I just started doing more live streams too, like recently. I didn't do so many before, but then I did like one and everybody loved it. So I just started doing it.
You do really good stuff. I like the way you interact with just about everybody when you're traveling through the area. And I've got maybe 5 or 6 YouTubers that I've been talking to that live in that general area.
Yep.
And they're not all auditors. Some of them are just panel streamers, and some of them, they do different stuff. All right, so I'm going to drop you backstage for about 3 minutes. I'm going to do my little talk out, my little sing out, and then we'll be done. I'll bring everybody back up. We can all stare at each other, act funny, or whatever it is we do. All right.
I'm down.
One last little tidbit.
Yep.
You tell everybody that it's been a great day.
Oh, it has been. I mean, I worked all day, but I looked forward to this, man. I'm happy we did this. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. I appreciate you coming up, and I will see you again in about 3 minutes or so. All right.
I'll be here.
All right, bud. Appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, you have found the end of Sasquatch Shills. Now, this is where we put everybody backstage, pretend like the show ends, and then we go into the After Dark session, which has a little bit of a topic to it. Tonight, we're going to discuss police pursuits and whether or not they have any purpose whatsoever. Is there an acceptable point at which a group of cops can just go tear hell assing around the town and go kill 5 or 6 people trying to catch one guy who ran a stop sign? Don't know that there is. Short of him hanging out of the windows, firing off shots randomly, I don't think they should chase them. Just let them go and pick them up when they get home. Right? That's my assumption. But I appreciate y'all coming, and I love each and every one of y'all like a brother and a sister. So I'm going to go out with the, we're going to do the classic one. $1, $1.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
What are the humans doing?
That's cool, right?
And nasty. Because why do y'all feel like y'all gotta put the noodles in there and cook so many times? You done boiled it, you done baked it one time, and now you baking it again. Fucking ridiculous.
That's when you know it's ready.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
When it's sizzling?
Amazing. It's got a nice big
Get you a scoop, because let me see what the hell this shit look like on the inside. Hurry up.
Look at that.
Oh my God.
That looks amazing.
You fucking lying.
It's totally made up.